Hello Conquering Mega Regal! Okay folks, welcome back to messing around with jet fuel part 2. So in my last experiment I tried melting copper with a paraffin blowtorch and a kerosene paraffin whatever kerosene weed torch as well. Yeah, couldn't quite get it hot enough. Definitely lots of power there, but not quite as hot as I'd like, and it wasn't hot enough to melt the copper. Would have done Ali fine, no problem, but it's copper we want in the Cupro alloys, isn't it? We want to do some bronze and whatnot, and it's in brass. So this is the sort of blower that I use on my forge. This is a brand new one actually. I've had it a while. I just haven't used the forge recently, and because the last one got a bit melted. It'd be nice if we could use this, and then I'd have the same blower on the forge and the foundry. That seems sensible.
Really worked hard at lowering the minority on the point. As one guy said to me, I was on a roof. Mexican American guys, I was on a roof hammering it for the first time in my life. 2 people came by and yelled down the I'll pay you $2 more an hour. And I said, so what? He said, nobody's ever been on my legs.
Big Nebo Big Larry. I love this torch. Little magnet on the bottom, slips in your pocket for, you know, working around machinery and that. This is the favourite torch, my favourite torch I've ever had. I hate head torches, and other people I work with hate head torches as well, because I'm always blinding them. You what, mate? And then you're blind for a second, aren't you? Yeah. Fuck head torches. But I mean, they're great if you're out and about, but you know, if you're working with other blokes, then like the modern Cree LED head torches get a bit much, isn't it? Like you never want to make eye contact with anyone in case they look at you properly. Anyway, I like this Nebo Big Larry. You get a normal torch. That's the one I use the most. Yeah, and you can just stick it on you know, stick it on your vise. Woo! Or if you're in the bowels of a machine or something, you can you know, stick it wherever you want then, can't you? And it does have a red light as well. Roxanne, you don't, never mind. Alright, so let's have a look at this. So we've got a convergent divergent duct here. A little bit hard to pick it up in here. Maybe if I go from the back. Still got plenty of swarf in there. You can just about see the angle there, and the fact that it's, you know, very very thin in the middle there. And these bolts, they are just bolts at the minute, M8 bolts, but we're going to try and set this up a little bit like a you know, the cylinder type motorcycle carburetor without the cylinder. So this is just going to be a port. I'm going to drill this bolt and set it in here with a lock nut and take the head off the bolt, and that will just be a port going down to pressurise our fuel tank. This one it's going to end up being pretty similar to this, but protruding, so the end of the bolt is in the middle of the orifice. Yeah, and then this one is going to be our needle, and we'll just be able to wind this needle down, a bit like a, you know, a needle cock. I know, like, probably most of you think that's an insult, isn't it? And maybe I don't know the right word for it, but you know, where you've got a tap, but it's a needle valve. Okay, another night in the shed. That's my little carb. So we got the venturi. This is the inflow here, or from the blower, and this is our tank pressure. So hopefully we'll get the higher pressure air going down this pipe putting not a substantial but a small amount of pressure into the bottle, but at least creating a pressure differential between this pipe and this one. And this one is our fuel feed, so we've got a needle valve at the top. It's just a bolt with a point on it, and then our jet opposing it. Let's try and show you down there just so you can see it. Yeah, that's probably a better angle. You see that? Right. I haven't got them perfectly square. I don't know how these aren't square. I suppose I must have gone in a little bit wonky with the tap, because I drilled all the way through in one go. But you know, they don't sit perfectly in line, near enough. I mean, it won't cause any problems. It's just, from my point of view, annoying, and it's nice to figure out where I went wrong. Either way, there's our jet, if you like, and here's our needle, and this one just screws in to the jet. I have no idea what size I need. Yeah, so you know, that's one of the benefits of doing it like this. I should be able to meter from a minuscule amount, a little squeak of an opening, to full bore. And if that's not big enough, I can drill bigger. I very much doubt that I'll have to drill bigger than that. Like, I'll be using gallons a minute if you know, if I have to open up bigger than that. So what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? Make my fuel tank now. I'll need to put a shroud on this, I think. Okay, so we've got our fire extinguisher top here that I've soldered a flat piece to and then turned it down, and we don't want it to come unstuck, so we're going to put these bits of pipe through it. And this was done, these two were stuck together with plumbing solder. We just use electrical solder to stick these two in. And because Noah's been playing with the fire in the house after receiving his corporal punishment, he's now come in the shed to play with fire with me, and hopefully melting metal will be satisfy his craving, so he doesn't have to
glasses on.
Throw cheese on the fire. Yeah. Okay. Do lighter. Lighter. We need that's a lighter. See that? I hope you can't. I hope you can't. My life would be a lot easier if you can't figure out a lighter. No, see, you can't. That makes me really happy. Really happy. Okay. Well, we just got to put a bit of heat here. Put a bit of heat there. Oh, on the pipes. You want these pipes, not that bit at the bottom. Woo! It's melting. Look. A bit like that cheese on the fire.
Yeah, it's burning.
Yeah.
I can keep this on all day.
Yeah?
Yeah, but you can just touch it and it will melt.
You are melting metal, young man. Melting metal.
More.
What it's all about, isn't it, eh?
More fire.
Okay, I've temporarily hooked the blower onto the Venturi. This is the original rubber snout that came with the blower. Probably won't be okay to leave that on. I might have to put a little metal extension on here, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I just want to try this out with water to see if it does actually pull the water through itself, which it should do. No reason why not. Oh, here we go. plan on, and let me get this right. Yep. Yep. This is the. I think this is the right way around. Yeah. Fire extinguisher water. That's not water, it's foam, but that's water that's gone in with a bit of foam. I really shouldn't do this in here, but you know. Oh yeah. Well, that blows quite a lot out. Alright then folks, so I've put another diffuser on the end of this first one. I've already failed my brief basically, because this is considerably bigger than I wanted. But we'll see if this works, and then maybe scale it down. I think I've got too much puff, to be honest. I mean, I can turn this right down to 1. I think that, you know, the throat size and everything else, everything's just too big. I only want to melt a little what, £1 crucible, £2 crucible, whatever it is. I think it's £2. But yeah, we'll fire this up and see what happens, see if I can actually get it to run. Need some more fuel first. Okay, so what just happened with the burner? What just happened was exactly what I wanted to try and avoid, the mismatching of you know, air supply and fuel delivery, which is why I was playing around with the blowtorch and the weed gun, because I thought if I find something that works, then I can just alter it, scale it up or down or whatever I need, as opposed to starting from scratch, which is what I did with this one. And what happened there was I sucked the tank dry before the burner itself was up to temperature. Yeah, so we should if this is working, then we want the flame originating inside this tube. And if I had a 25 litre fuel tank, then I'm pretty sure it would have got up to that point, and the flame would have once we got this shroud hot enough, the flame would have originated in here, and you would have seen this glow red hot, and it would have been a much more controlled burn. But as it was, we sucked 2 litres of fuel through this thing in a couple of minutes, and that was it. So what's the moral of the story here? No, I'm not entirely sure. Stick with the original plan, perhaps. I perhaps should try putting forced air through one of the other pieces of paraffin burning equipment that I have, rather than starting from scratch. On the flip side, though, we made a big ball of fire, which is always fun, and cut a venturi on the lathe, so it's not all bad, is it? We'll keep hold of this, because you never know. If I ever need something with that much power, I'll just drag my old waste oil foundry out of the shed, and we'll use that. Which I might do anyway, just to remind myself why I'm doing this, because let's go over the original brief. The original brief is £2 crucible, hot enough to do Cupro alloys, and clean enough and small enough to use inside the shed. Yeah, it's not an amazingly big brief, but pretty much rules out this. There's no way I can do this inside the shed, is it? It's just too much, and it's huge, and what? Yeah. So either way, that's it, folks. I'm sorry if it's a bit disappointing. Either way, this is we're fogging up. Let's wrap this up quickly before the camera goes completely. So we'll probably pull the waste oil foundry out just to have a think, just to have another little think, because it's been ages since I fired that thing up, and it'd be nice to do it. Maybe I can use the insulated barrel itself to mount something else to, but it'll be a nice little reminder of why I'm going down this route. All right. Okay. All right. Take it easy, folks. Have a nice weekend or whatever you're up to. Cheerio.